Hey guys, my name is Ryan. Welcome to Overwatch Central. Today we're going to sit and talk about Sombra. We're going to be sitting down with Fitzy, who of course is a well-known streamer, top 500 player of the hero. We're going to be talking about the state of the hero because she's quite good right now. But in this interview, Fitzy said some interesting things on how he actually thinks that Sombra is going to get nerfed fairly soon, gives the specific area into where he sees her being nerfed, and also even says about the new PTR changes. The fact that her hack cooldown is lessened when she hacks health packs is another indicator that she might be getting some nerfs soon, which, without trying to sound really BuzzFeedy, really surprised me. You can check out all of Fitzy's details in the description below, but let's get started. I wanted to talk about Sombra, of course, and the changes on the PTR that will be going live aren't major for Sombra, but it seems that a lot of people have brung up this hero as being the best hero in this patch, which is a bit weird. Why, in your own words, do you think that people are raving about Sombra right now?
Well, she's the only DPS hero that is a viable replacement in GOATs. You see a lot of teams running Sombra instead of the Diva, and a lot of that comes from the versatility of not only can she kind of shoot at like a distance that she wants to, because there's not really a threat aside from Brigitte and Zenyatta to really burst her down, and then she can also neutralize the Diva on the other team, so the fact that you don't have a Diva isn't as detrimental to your team.
But that's kind of like the meta as it is now, right? That's kind of with GOATs comp and where it could be useful, but there's almost like an opening really that Sombra is good against GOATs, with GOATs, but now if other compositions come out the woodwork, it seems that she'll also be quite good there. She just seems to fit in quite well with a lot of things now.
Well, okay, so let's say the triple support moves on and you're only running one defensive support ultimate, being that whether that be a Lucio or a Zenyatta, or maybe you're even relying on, the invulnerability field, if that's what we're talking about. Then the fact that Sombra can just hack the invulnerability field or EMP it means that if people start playing around that, playing in a dangerous position where you become more dependent on, oh, it's fine, I'm not going to die, I have this invulnerability field, well then, now they're at low HP and you just hack it and, well, your team just wipes them. But yeah, in general, a lot of what counters Sombra being like high burst damage, which you could see from not really one sniper. If they're just running a Widowmaker, I wouldn't say that Widowmaker alone counters Sombra, but if they've got double sniper, it's pretty difficult to get Sombra to do enough, just because EMP, you don't get a ton of value out of it. But she gets more, if it's just a Widowmaker, you can keep her in check. You can go up and, decloak right beside her and shoot her head off and she's dead. But if there's a Hanzo checking that, you got Sonic Arrow coming around, then you got walls coming around, or wall hacks from Widowmaker rather. So you can't maneuver a lot. So if double sniper comes back, I don't think we'll see as much Sombra. But if we look all the way back, this time last year is when Sombra had just gotten the rework to where she wasn't getting ult charge from her health packs, and her spread was brought in a little bit, and I'm trying to think what else. They ended up adding the 2-second cooldown. So before Brigitte was introduced, her and Tracer were very strong, and Brigitte got introduced. Then there was like the triple tank, or not the triple tank, but like the triple support Hanzo Grav meta, double sniper. And then what happened was Mercy got nerfed, Hanzo got nerfed, and Widowmaker got nerfed. But right after that happened, GOATs got brought to the front. And so we never really got to see what Sombra was going to do after the double sniper nerf. And that's why I think, she got another buff where, Translocator's infinite now. And after that, now she's getting a health pack buff where a hacked health pack just takes 4 seconds. So all of these put together, we've never seen her not really play against a GOATs meta because it's been around. So I think that's why people are thinking, okay, well, everything else, she was good before the double sniper meta. Double sniper meta happened where she was still there, but not as dominant. And then because, Brigitte's around, similar to how fast Tracer fell off the face of the earth. And so now that the GOATs is kind of, Brigitte's gotten repeated nerfs, and the rest of the GOATs composition has kind of got these nerfs targeting them, you start to see Sombra being like, okay, well, is she going to go back to where she was, about a year ago now? And yeah, that's the general of everything, I guess.
Yeah, just like a recap, because that's the main interesting thing about this hero is that a lot of people, Sideshow mentioned it, I'm pretty sure other pros have mentioned the capability of Sombra now, and also, no doubt when this patch goes in, I guess the main thing was that she wasn't changed anytime recently, so you feel that she was always this good, and now is just like her time to shine almost? Unless, of course, Double Sniper comes back.
She's always had this, like, you know, kind of sleeper OP, if you will, that's just kind of been masked by the fact that, you know, Double Sniper was there and then Goats was there. She was always like, okay, if they're not running those compositions, she's a very versatile, strong hero. And again, the versatility, the survivability, just is what her power is. And, you know, she can neutralize anybody for the most part. So yeah, I don't think that, again, you know, even that change back in, what was it, June? I think it was June when the all the invisibility infinite, translocator infinite, all that. I'm not sure if that was necessary. I think what was happening was, okay, we want to make the hero a little bit easier to play. And I wouldn't say that it necessarily changed her power level. I still, again, think you could go back and put Sombra back to where she was a year ago, and she would still be at this very similar power level. Simply because of, like, again, it wasn't that she got weaker, it's that the meta was not her meta. You know, the Double Sniper plus the Goats just were, like, you couldn't really work Sombra into it efficiently. She could work, but not, you know, not as strong as just running a mirror comp. After the repeated nerfs of, you know, the Goats, Brigida's been nerfed a couple times, it's been bringing her to the front of, like, okay, well, now she's more and more viable as an option.
And now it's like the golden age for her. One thing that I do feel that's going to happen, and I'm surprised it didn't happen before, you know, around the time that Doomfist became very strong and very popular, he was nerfed to the ground. I do feel that people are going to maybe want to see the same for Sombra. After, I imagine, like, in a month or 2 months' time, they could be like, Sombra is really too strong. If that happens, what would be your argument? Of course, a bit of a biased argument, like, pro Sombra here, but why do you feel that kind of the state that Sombra is in currently is fine? Like, she's balanced, or isn't she balanced? Like, what's your opinion there?
So I think if anything, they're going to reduce the hack duration. 6 seconds is a very long time, and just to be out of the fight, you know, you get hacked from the side and you can't do anything for 6 seconds. It's a very long time. I think that's the route they'll go, because the high level play, they're going to be able to execute. Like, if they get a hack on somebody, they're going to be able to follow up on that in the very high level play. And then as you get lower and lower, you know, the 6 seconds, you need more of that time to capitalize on the hack. But your team usually aren't going to follow up on it. Like, 1 second's not going to change that much. The hack duration is going to be where they target. And whether or not they make it so, like, you know, maybe the right click hack is X duration and the EMP hack is another duration, whatever, you know, maybe they do make it the same. But I think that's where the direction that, if she is seen as, okay, she's too oppressive, you know, she's too good at everything, we need to tone something back. I think that's the route, especially the fact that, you know, they're making it so health pack hacking is more viable, because right now you pretty much hack 1 or 2 health packs and that's about it. And the reason for that is because, well, you're not getting all charge from them, and for the most part, your team isn't going to just go get a health pack all the time. You would just hold on to your health. You would hold on to your hack because you want to have it for the fight, right? You want to try to get that value out of the hack.
I guess the one thing that I didn't want to interrupt you at all, but, like, do you feel at this point that Sombra is actually even just a little bit too strong? Like, where do you sort of feel that she is or would be currently? Because you were, like, immediately there to go, this, I think, is what they're going to nerf next. So you must feel to an extent that she's maybe a bit stronger than she should be, in inverted commas. Like, how do you feel there?
They've been buffing her, and, like, you know, again, we're getting a health pack buff. And it's like, well, does she really need it? And I think this is more of a preparation for what's to come of, okay, we're going to buff her, and then we're going to nerf her elsewhere. To answer your question, yeah, I think that the dominant composition of Goats gets more and more nerfed. You're going to see that Sombra is just really good. And I'm not just saying that as a biased Sombra player, because I do play Sombra all the time. I think she just, you know, her weaknesses can be avoided. And the weaknesses being the burst damage. You know, you can stay away from the McCree who's going to flashbang you. The Sombra themselves can't really contest the McCree, but she can run around. Like, she's not going to get completely shut down by a McCree. Now, if you start adding in, like, you know, now there's a McCree Hanzo, well, yeah, you're not going to be running Sombra. But the thing is that Goats can completely shut down that composition. So although it might seem like, okay, as Goats gets nerfed, Sombra's going to get stronger and stronger, you may see, similar to what we saw with Double Sniper, of, you know, Double Sniper was strong enough that Sombra can't get enough done against it. Although it may seem like she's going to get more and stronger right now, it may just be that as she's getting stronger, so are the other compositions, which are also strong against her.
I think generally, to just sort of wrap up, because we have gone kind of in depth to where Sombra is really good, where she's bad, where she will go based on the direction of the meta, but it seems that you firmly believe that, if anything, specific nerfs are going to come to her. Like, you've not just said they might nerf her, you've gone, this is what I think they're going to change about her. So you must be pretty almost confident that that would be the answer.
I think if we've seen history repeats itself and a strong hero shows up, there's a reason why they're strong. You know, they're oppressive in some way or another. And right now, the oppressive part of Sombra is the fact that her hack lasts for a very long time. You saw back when her hack cooldown, or her hack cast time got reduced from 0.8 to 0.65, there was I think it was like a 0.1 second linger effect. And you would see where you would start to hack a Reinhardt and he would raise his shield and still get hacked through it. That felt very oppressive. So they got rid of that. The fact that you could shoot the Sombra when she hacked, but then she could immediately hack you again, that felt really oppressive. And it's about something feeling really bad to play with that you have no counterplay against. Seems to lead what Blizzard decides is, okay, that's not okay. It feels really bad. There's not counterplay. Obviously, you know, if you get hacked, the counterplay is that your team helps you out. And maybe they start making it so Zarya Bubble cleanses hack, or some other feature that isn't directly associated with Sombra that gives her a counter without having to change. Like, instead of changing the balance around Sombra, you change the balance around other heroes that can fight Sombra, if that makes sense. I guess the question is Sombra good all the time? Or should there be, you know, one hard counter to each hero? You know, Brigitte was that hard counter to Tracer Genji. And now they've kind of gone like, okay, we don't want that. And they've toned her down to where she can't one-shot combo Tracer anymore. And so it depends really on what Blizzard's route of, do they want to have softer hard counter, or like softer counters, or more hard counters? But I think Sombra's still going to be a very strong hero in the upcoming meta, and very, very good against Batiste. And if people rely more on Batiste than they do on defensive ultimates, then Sombra just gets stronger because there's no defense ultimates that you have to counter. You just have to counter the front line. You can get EMP shatters, EMP grabs, and not have to worry about defensive ultimates like Transcendence and Beat Drop. So very strong. Look to see a lot more of her.
You think she's one of the strongest DPS in the game right now?
After the changes, maybe not. I think right now, again, since the meta just is so dominant, she's yes. So top 5 for sure.
And where can people see more of you playing this top 5 DPS hero in the game?
Well, you can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fitzyhere. And then I've also got my YouTube, where I've got some guides that should be updated here in the next couple weeks or so. So you can check that out also, Fitzyhere.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. You can check out all the Fitzy stuff in the description as I mentioned. Let me know what you thought of this video. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.